Okay, so I do have a first question.
All right.
The first question, is there a characteristic that has stuck with you from childhood until now that you think you've always had with you, or two, or three?
Yes. I think one is my sense of humor, and I don't know if that's a characteristic or a trait.
Yeah,
And my, I guess, doggedness. I mean, just to put your head down and just work.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I think that's always, I just worked from when I was, not like I was in a labor camp, but, I picked berries and everything. So just always worked or saw something I wanted, so I knew I had to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to,
When was the first time you remember, like, acknowledging that work?
oh, when I had to pick strawberries, in my summer job, we weren't just going to sit around. That was not how the family worked, and so I had to go pick strawberries, and I hated every moment of it.
On your hands and knees?
Yeah, you scoot along on your butt. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and it's talk about fruit flies. They were all around. It's just, it was awful because it was just, but
Uh-huh.
my friends were there, so I mean that's just what you did.
How old were you?
Oh, I might have been in middle school. It wasn't like my parents made me work, but if I stayed home, I was going to do something. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, and you pick strawberries and you pick raspberries, and then luckily school started. So
What'd you do with the strawberries and raspberries?
where'd I do them?
What'd you do with them?
Oh, you take them in and they weigh them, and then you get paid based on how many baskets or the weight. I can't remember which it is.
What was a day's work paying?
Oh boy, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like the Depression. I bet it wasn't over. It couldn't have been more than $10.
It's not a bad day's work, though.
No, I mean, what else are you going to do when you can't drive?
That was on the farm in Auburn?
That was out in Sumner, outside of Sumner, and it was other people's farms.
Oh.
We'd ride our bikes down to fix our little lunches and have a little can of soda.
Uh-huh.
And it was frozen, so then when you had it at lunch,
it was warm.
It
Or
was-
it was cold.
it was still cold. Yeah, I still remember that because sometimes it would just spray up all over.
Uh-huh.
And then, hey, it'd start really early in the morning, and then be done like by 2 or something like that. Yeah. Sometimes you wanted it to rain because then you didn't pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, all my friends did it, so this was social as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you think it's something that you've always, like, taken pride in then, too?
To work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you asked me how my day was, and that right now, currently in my career, there's not a lot going on. I'm kind of winding down. I don't like that feeling. I don't like feeling at the end of the day that I didn't contribute in some way. I don't like that idleness.
Uh-huh.
Or just putting in the time. I'd rather have it come to some sort of fruition.
Yeah. You want to see the
I
external.
want to contribute. It makes it makes it more fun. It makes it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's just not where it is right now.
You're also headed towards retirement, though.
I
too,
am.
So
I am.
contributing would be more just
Showing up.
existing. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
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 That's contributing enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, yeah. So, it's kind of sometimes hard to accept that, you're not. You see other people working, but on the other hand, sadly, I don't care as much as I used to.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I always, when I first started in this business in telecom, and I sort of fell into it, the company I worked for was just super great and fun and rewarding and acknowledged hard work and acknowledged effort. And so it really made it fun. And, a lot of promotions internally, anything, and now it's just chugging, it's just, it just kind of, you feel like you're on one of those paddle boats that just going down the river.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's way different though, with working in the office with people and versus like remote?
Yes.
I feel like when you're with people, you
Yes.
definitely feel more of a community. Well, obviously
Right.
more community, but you feel like you're progressing towards something together rather than. I mean, I
Right.
can only imagine online that.
Yeah, or you hear somebody mention something like, "Oh, I could help you with that," or "I know about that," or something where you feel like you're contributing. And now everything's pretty siloed, so you don't know what somebody else is doing. The company is a private company, and they don't share. I mean, they're privately held, and they only tell you what they want to tell you. So a lot of things I don't have access to like I used to.
Yeah, there had to be good company parties back in the day, huh?
There were, yeah. I mean, and we would have big kickoff meetings every year, and I'm sure there's several.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm sure there's several hotels that will never have us back. Yeah. We had. I think our vice president at the time is very creative at everything, but he also really liked to drink. Yeah.
Kickoff in the morning with mimosas.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, or just continue from the night before. Who knows? Yeah.
Sometimes that builds camaraderie, though.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah. I
any
mean, all the
team.
stories. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and he knew who you were, even though it was a big company. So that was,
So do you see management being different now?
Oh, yes.
From back in the day to like current times?
Oh yeah, for
What
sure.
would be the biggest
I
differences
mean,
that
well,
you
my
feel?
manager's in New Jersey, and I can say I've spoken to him one-on-one in the couple years I reported to him. One-on-one less than 6 times. And none of those conversations have been longer than 10 minutes. And nothing really about me, more about an issue. Unless I call him. He sent me an email one time that I didn't agree with, and I called him out on it. But otherwise, yeah.
And then what about at IBM,
MCI?
MCI?
What was your question?
You talk to the boss all the time?
Yes. Or I felt that I had an open door to call them whenever I wanted to. And they looked, they asked you about, well, what do you think we should do? I'm not there, you are. If my manager works somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're here. That's not how it works.
Well, that sounds like it would elicit more of a feeling of like progression if you are able to talk to the higher ups all the time.
Yeah, and then they could say, oh, Jane had a good idea. I wonder if she'd be good for this role.
Yeah.
Well, now
exactly.
he doesn't. I think I told you, the owner of the company was here this summer, and I spent a week off and on with him visiting various customers. He never once asked me one question about myself. I mean, I didn't have to ask him anything because he liked to talk about himself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he decent enough human being, but didn't his mission was not to find out anything about me.
Yeah, and you don't build any like friendships when
No.
when you're working remotely. Like there's no, how are you going to say, let's go do something together?
Right. They started this thing with my company where if you live kind of in the area of somebody, they'll pay for your lunch if you go to lunch with somebody. But
Like a voucher that you get if you miss your flight gets canceled, it's like $10.
yeah, something like that. But there's no
A Chipotle,
one.
like Chipotle.
Yeah, or where? Yeah, I don't know where it is, but the closest person is in Federal Way, and
It's just, that's like not, that doesn't
and
sound fun. No.
I would. That isn't someone I'd go to lunch with. So, yeah. So I mean, in the day when I first started this company, we all went into the office, so I have some friendships from that.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
before COVID.
It was 2016 when I started with this company.
Oh wow, you've been with them a long time.
Yeah, I mean they've been bought and sold a couple times. Yeah.
What are they called now?
Now they're called Ring Squared, and so
Before it was
magnified. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'd get phone calls sometimes. Like their Ring camera's not working. I'm like, no,
Wrong company.
ring, wrong ring.
Yeah, no, you don't even know how to set up a Ring camera, so.
I do too.
Well, it gave you a little trouble.
Yeah, but I have them now.
Yeah, that's true.
I did have to pay somebody
Yeah.
for the outside.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely not working for Ring.
No,
No.
no, that would never get hired at Ring. Yeah.
What do you think for characteristics of me, since you've known me before I had consciousness? Yeah, that same question.
Well, I mean, you know, in a lot of ways, you've changed a lot since, you were a little guy. You are a very loyal friend. I think you've always been that way from like when you met Zachary in first grade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that you are, even if you don't see that person all the time, you are still very loyal to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. I take pride in that.
Yeah. You don't tolerate wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, I don't know if it was like that I don't know if that started when you started going to Stubby's camps, I think is when that kind of started. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you feel like it started before that?
Wasting time. Well, that's something that I dove into with Nick recently, is the idea of wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I only feel like I waste time now if I'm not... I only feel like I'm wasting time if I'm not... You could say moving forward, but moving forward doesn't have to be that I'm doing something.
Mm-hmm.
I could be just by myself sitting on a couch. That's
Right.
not wasting time.
Right.
Wasting time to me is like spending time around people that aren't in line with my values, or doing something that I don't really want to, like agreeing to something and then just going to do it rather than sticking to my gut and being like, I don't really want to do this. You guys can go do it. I don't want to do it.
Right.
That's the only time I feel like now that I waste time. I used to think of wasting time as if I wasn't working, if I wasn't doing something, even if it was monotonous work. But now I think I view wasting time as like, well, I want to move myself forward, and anyone can tag along, anyone can come along, but wasting time is kind of getting distracted, trying to do all these things that don't really help me move forward, whether it's in any realm, spiritually, personally, in a friendship. Like, and I just don't have time to spend around people that I don't really want
To spend time around.
Yeah. And you try to stay open, and then maybe this person will present themselves in a way where there's an opportunity for us to grow together, and then at a certain point you're just like, okay, I can't move forward with that anymore. So that's where I think of wasting time now, but I did used to think of it in terms of like, so yeah, that's always been prevalent though. I have a strong sense of when I am wasting time, and it's just that meter is shifted to what that is exactly.
Well, I think also the perception of what wasting time is has changed a bit. I think that people have come around. You used to think, like, if I'm not working hard, if I'm not, even if it's something, a task that I don't really want to do, I need to do it. I can't just be idle.
Yeah, 100%.
And now, I think it's evolved to relaxation is also important, and it's not wasting time. People used to pride themselves on, I got 4 hours of sleep, I'm great. And over the last 10, 15 years, it's been, sleep is just as important or more so than anything else in your health journey.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between relaxing, in quotes, and scrolling on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
And relaxing and just staring at the ceiling.
True.
Okay, I think those are two very different things. So I don't really consider...
We've talked about that.
Yeah, you're not really relaxing if you're just scrolling on your phone. You're actually stressing yourself out.
Right.
So I think it's just like, relaxing is important, but people will spend all day doing nothing but scrolling and say, I relax all day, but then they feel stressed. And they feel like they wasted time, and it's like, well, that's why you feel that way.
So going back to what I said about you being a loyal friend, is there a point in a friendship where you need to step away from it?
Well, I think that's subjective to each friendship. I think now I'm.
Or maybe not even a friendship, maybe a relationship. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm thinking of like at my little part-time gig at the Fifth Avenue, there's a person there who has had a lot of, she's in her, I don't know how old she is, 40s, 50s, but apparently had a lot of childhood trauma. So is very intolerant of anything that doesn't sit well with her, and she will lash out. And she's lashed out several times at me, so now I just don't engage at all.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So is there, is there
I think it's more just trusting your gut. You know,
Yeah.
you treat everyone the same when you meet them, and then you just trust your gut as far as like. I mean, there's a lot of like animals smell each other, right? Like humans smell each other too. It's like what's the frequency that I'm getting from this person, and then sometimes you're like they just give me an interesting vibration.
Yeah.
And then maybe you talk to them and it's totally different. No, I just got a bad read.
Yeah.
And then sometimes though you get it, and then okay, let me go see what they're about. You talk to them, ask them, and you're just like that's not.
Yeah.
There's a negative cloud around that. I can't. That's not for me.
So you don't go by first impressions always?
No, you can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I definitely trust my gut.
Yeah.
Sometimes all it takes is a first impression. You talk to someone, and, I don't know, it could elongate and be a longer first impression. I don't know. But also, I'm not. I guess you could be friends with someone right after you meet them one time, but.
Well, you got to feel it out. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say there's
go on
a specific
international
point.
vacation with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more so that my priorities have changed, I would say, drastically in the last 6 months. So I don't really, there's like a certain subset of people that you just, you veer off of the path with. You don't really,
Right.
You're entangled for a certain bit, and then, you naturally go your own ways.
Right.
You can't just always.
I mean, that's life.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. You can't
Yeah.
always just hold on to things that are weighing you down,
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
What else did you have in your thought process?
Well,
yeah, first question.
No, I was curious. You said loyal friendship is definitely
Oh, yeah,
something.
yeah. Yeah.
And then wasting time.
Wasting time. I think you...
But maybe something you noticed like when I was like really little that is still prevalent now. Is there anything? Like that I wouldn't even know.
Huh. Let's see.
Maybe something you noticed about me when I was just like little.
A wee little lad.
Yeah. I was a cute child.
You were. I mean, you're a handsome man.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you were a cute little guy. You were pretty, well, not when you were a little person, but when you started to go to school, you were pretty hard on yourself.
Oh yeah.
Academically. Because in grade school you're not. Yeah, I mean, I can remember we're coming back from vacation, we're riding in that luxurious motorhome, and I was saying, oh, school starts something or other. Are y'all, I think we're talking about multiplication or something, like, oh my gosh, I've forgotten everything. Quiz me right now. Quiz me right now.
I said that?
Yes. And so, like for the next hour, and then you felt better about the fact math was, always the big deal for you.
Yeah, that's true. I did like math, yeah.
And you were like, how could I have let that go? Blah, blah, blah. You were very, you used to be very concerned about what other people thought. I mean, I think that a lot of little, which, I don't think, well, neither you or Riley give a hoot.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
really
Riley
care about that
in
anymore.
particular never really cared. But yeah, you used to care what other people thought.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah,
Especially your
that's true.
teachers. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I remember in 6th grade when we went to Mr. Lie's. This is like one of the only parent-teacher things I remember.
Mr. Lai.
Yeah, Mr. Lai. You remember him?
Kind of. I just
Asian 6th grade math teacher.
Yes, Mr. Nagobi sticks out.
Mr. Nagobi, yeah, but I remember Mr. Lai said, because something about I would raise my hand and when he wouldn't call on me, I would get upset.
Oh, Mr. Lai, Denny?
Denny.
Oh, I remember him 100%.
Oh, maybe he told me this. Maybe you weren't with me. But he always, I'll never forget, he told me, he's like, you're really good at knowing how to get the grade, but you're not very concerned with actually learning the material.
Oh, yeah, he didn't tell me that.
Yeah, and I always think about that now. I think that's the biggest problem in school now, because I just learned how to beat the system my whole life. In terms of like school, like college, you just find the person to cheat off of. High school, you find the person to, how am I going to get this answer? How do I get the homework in? And then you're doing it, but you're never learning the material because they're stressing more the grade than they are the natural learning process for each person.
Right. That whether you really know it or
Yeah,
not.
100%.
You know,
So,
how many people graduate and can't even read.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny that I was upset that I forgot the multiplication, because that's actually learning rather than the grade.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you didn't want to be called on, probably.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
I always had good grades.
You did.
But I always just knew how to get get a good grade. I didn't really know a lot of the questions. I'm more interested in learning now than I ever was when I was a child.
I think the other thing that you did was you pushed the system. You know, I mean,
I've always done that, though.
I mean, well, yeah, they Seattle School District Administration, I don't think held you in high regard.
No.
I remember Miss Turner, the principal of Lafayette, calling, and I'm just like, "What'd they do?" Because it was always you and Zach. What'd they do? I'd say, you're going to blame them one way or another, so just tell me what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere you guys drew a picture of your art teacher was late or something, so you drew
Scranton,
and you drew pictures of combos of people.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And she was appalled that you took a picture. It was Jamie Bell and I don't know who else, but she was appalled that you took one of the most popular girls in school. And I'm like,
what is going on?
You're saying that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, and morphed them with somebody.
I remember actually doing that with Zach.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him if he remembers that tomorrow.
And I'm thinking, her popularity shouldn't be even. How do you even know? I guess administration
Miss Turner
knows.
probably liked her.
Probably,
Probably
yeah.
with her.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I do I remember that. Yeah, and then, and Denny, you and the Spanish teacher.
Yeah, we didn't get along very, very well.
Not at all. And then
Miss Cook.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and at the end of, I remember we had you and your dad and I had to go with the principal and Miss Cook and you.
Really?
And the administrator about something that happened in the classroom. And at the very end, and Miss Cook.
Oh,
she
yeah,
goes,
I remember that.
And I think he might be a little bit racist too. Yeah. And the principal goes, "Okay, that's it.
Yeah, and
that's it."
I went to a inner city middle school.
Yeah, Denny.
Yeah, that is one of the best things you ever did for me.
Yeah.
Send me to that middle school. Yeah.
Well, you chose it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You chose it.
I must have known.
Well, yeah, and I am.
I've always had strong instincts.
Because you and Austin Hall chose it, and I was really glad because I think you'd just been in a lot of trouble at Madison.
Oh, I would have been in so much trouble.
Yeah, I don't think you would have learned there at all.
No.
Yeah, so you had to take the bus there, and I can remember
every day at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, and you had to do the swim lessons in all those
That was
kids.
pretty fun.
Yeah, but
7 a.m. swimming.
Yeah.
Mr. Hollins.
Yeah, and you had to shared your towel with a bunch of. I mean,
yeah.
There were some kids that
it's
didn't
an inner
have a
city
towel.
school.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you didn't.
Well, I remember in 6th grade there was a girl that was pregnant in 8th grade. Destiny was her name, and I remember like, dang, that's real, huh?
Yeah. But you didn't walk. You didn't go to the graduation. You were so mad at the principal and everything. You didn't want to go to
at middle school graduation?
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a bit of a rebel, haven't I?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would say that's
definitely
trait.
stuck with me.
Yeah,
that's
true. It's already stuck with you, yeah. I mean, your sister, too. I think you get some of that from your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or maybe you just get it because you're you. I don't know how much, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember not going to the graduation. I remember taking the bus every day. But I mean, I actually tell people about that I meet, that I went to a different middle school than my friends and how it was like the best thing for me because I just learned, that's where I first learned to like navigate on my own. I had no posse or crew with me. It was like me getting dropped off at school. Like, okay, how do I make new friends? How do I connect with different people? I didn't have a group of people that I went, it was like me, Hannah Schnells,
Austin.
Shelby, and Austin that would go to.
Hannah went to Washington.
That's right. She didn't go to
Shelby.
Denny. So it was me, Shelby, and Austin that would go every day. Hannah.
I thought Aunt Hannah went to Washington.
I remember her.
I don't think.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Dory
you're right,
would
you're
not
right,
allow
yeah,
her at Denny.
you're
She
right.
went to Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you had to figure it out. And then Faith was going to go there, and Julian wouldn't have it. Yeah. That's when they moved to Bainbridge.
Yeah, there's still kids that do the Vashon trip. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I remember Sam did that. Yeah.
What were you best at as a kid?
What was I best at? Riding my bike, because that was your freedom.
You were good at riding your bike?
I mean, I was good at, just getting on my bike and going, into town, either Sumner or Puyallup on my bike, riding, probably no helmet because
Yeah, helmets are for lame kids.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they were a thought.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was your freedom. I think that I was good at just
being independent then?
being independent. Yeah, I mean, my best friend, who I'm still friends with today, her parents were much more strict, so she would never have ridden her bike into town or anything. But I mean, we did. That was just it's just how you were able to do stuff without your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I was good at, even though I had a good group of friends at the time, in grade school or whatever. I was okay being by myself. I didn't mind that. I didn't realize that I didn't mind it when I think back on it, but I think, I just rode my bike into town by myself. I didn't think I had to be with somebody. Yeah. So.
Did you get a car when you were 16?
Yeah, I had a little blue Volkswagen Bug.
And it was a stick shift?
Yeah.
Could you drive stick now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I couldn't drive it on the tree, and they say, it's on the steering wheel, and then there's a shifter, like a lot of farm trucks are on
Or stick that way?
Yeah, on the tree.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I could drive that. Yeah.
At the base.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh.
Yes, I could
Because
drive
in Europe, I mean, most of the cars are all stick.
Yeah, I don't know how I do on Amazing Race, but I can definitely, yeah.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I have not driven a stick in the hills of Seattle, but I wouldn't want to in the rain.
I've tried to drive stick one time.
Nope.
I got my ego deflated.
Yeah, my brother taught me, took me out driving. Yeah. Yeah, and then my dad.
Well, and it helps now if you rent cars in Europe and you can drive stick.
Yes.
The car is cheaper than an automatic.
Oh.
Normally.
Oh.
So if you can drive a stick, it makes a big difference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't rent a car when I came over to see you. I don't really need one.
No, you can't even drive through downtown in a car, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Well, I didn't really see the outside of Regensburg.
And that would have confused. You didn't even have internet, so that would have confused.
Okay,
that would
now
have been confusing.
I would like to clarify for the audience that it was a problem with T-Mobile. It was not me.
Okay.
I called 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did we take the initiative to maybe adjust course when we realized, okay, T-Mobile's not going to keep up their end of the bargain? I gotta navigate another way. How did you end up getting internet anyways? I don't think you did.
I did. I did end up getting internet
in
Germany.
Poor internet in Germany, yeah.
But not in the Czech Republic
no,
at all.
Prague, you were.
Yeah,
no.
and then the T-Mobile people, they said, when you go out, turn it off and turn it back on. I'm like, you realize that that's not a solution.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of fitting though, because whenever I've been out and about, or really anything I've ever done, if I call you, something always gets done. So it was kind of fitting that the roles had reversed. And
Yes.
I was.
Yes, I was like a toddler following you around.
Yeah, it was just fine.
I mean, after the second week in Regensburg, I was perfectly fine on my own. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, when you haven't been really abroad on your own, it can be very overwhelming to start. You don't even know. I agree. The train system can be a train station can be overwhelming.
Well.
And then you got the metros, and then you got the things that are different than the metros. I don't know what they're called, but.
Well, and I thought about that too, in the fact that because I knew you were going to be there, I didn't do as much research on transportation as I would have.
Well, if you don't know how to work Apple Maps correctly or Google Maps correctly in terms of what mode of transportation you're going to take and which way the bus, like, it can get you.
Yeah.
100%. I've gotten on the wrong bus all the time.
I did end up taking the bus on my own, though.
Yeah. But then you just get good at looking around and you realize this bus isn't headed towards where I need to go. And
Yeah.
you get off and then you re-navigate.
Yeah, I found that I had to ask younger people.
Because they speak English.
They speak, I mean, this one person that I asked at the bus station, she was headed to Massachusetts to teach English or teach German. Somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah, so she left her bus stop and walked me over to where I needed to go.
Yeah, that's what you said. That was really nice of her.
Yeah, yeah.
She was leaving like at that very
No,
moment?
but like at the end of the summer, I think, to head over. So I found that for the most part, people were really accommodating. Yeah.
Well, that's something you get comfortable with when you travel too. It's just, I don't know, ask for help.
Right.
And someone will help you.
Right.
Yeah. Even in the store, I was asking where something's at. Mm-hmm. I don't really. I need to search around the store for 15 minutes if I can't find it. So where is it at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy being in Germany?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. I think looking back on it, before I left, I knew it was going to be a very intrinsic journey. Mm-hmm. I had an instinct or a feeling that it was going to be more about me growing internally than anything I was going to do externally. And I mean, the biggest thing is I found God over there.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest change, honestly.
And that's something I remember, as a parent, I think, oh my gosh, he wasn't exposed to religion and now he's just figuring it out or figuring out faith or spirituality. And I want to say that I offered church to you guys, but
but the way it was always presented in my mind was a guy with a beard and a white coat, and he sits up top and he judges everyone, and that's and I was like, I don't want to get. Also, I remember Austin Hall, his family went to church and he never could swear, and I just was like, oh, I don't want to go to church if it's like that. And then...
Well, Austin's built entirely different than you, too.
Well, yeah, but when we were kids, that was the perception I was getting, was like, oh, he goes to church and he acts that way. I don't want to act... It was like he was scared of always doing the wrong thing. And then I was reading a book. I don't know if I told you, I was reading Carl Jung's book.
Yes.
I told you this part where I was reading, and he gets to a part where he's basically saying, you can choose to believe in God or not. But either way, you're choosing to believe in something that can't be seen, whether it's God or not, or you're agnostic.
You could be agnostic, yeah.
Or what's the other word? Atheist.
Atheist, yeah.
And I really sat there and I was like, because I've always believed, at least since probably COVID, that there was something bigger at work. I knew there was something big. I've always felt very connected to what I'm doing, what's going on, certain signs, instincts about people. Like I feel I'm pretty connected in that way, which is how I've always navigated into unique scenarios that work out in blissful ways. But then I read that and I was like, oh man, well, I've never really stepped 2 feet into the whole belief in God. I was like, well, maybe it's God, maybe it's,
a
spirit, whatever. And then when I read that, I was like, well, I guess I am choosing to believe in something. And then, Joseph Campbell, Carl Jung, they talk about that having a mystical belief in life is really one of the only, is a way to create a positive experience through life, right? It's raining, so maybe God is trying to get me to stay inside today. Rather than being frustrated that I want to go outside. Well, nature's telling you to chill out.
Yeah.
So reading those type of signs. And that's just the mystical stories of Native Americans, Egyptians, whoever they may be. These are the stories that they grew their own societies.
Right.
And as I got more into that, I was like, oh, well, that's a way more fun way to live life, right? Like yesterday I went to the beach and it was really nice. There was no wind. It was perfect. And then today I went to the beach and it was really windy. And it was just a reminder that you can go to the same place twice, back-to-back days, but you can never expect the same experience.
Right.
You know, it's a nice day, so really the beach should feel the same. Well, the wind's different, the waves are different, it's all different. Rather than just like, oh, it's not like it was yesterday, well, that makes me upset. No, it's just a different experience.
Yeah.
And so that all coming full circle to, I kind of just got to the point, well, it's more fun to believe in God than to not.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at now.
And is your God that you believe in the guy with the beard and holding a staff, or
No,
is
it's
it
an essence.
It's an essence.
It's
Okay.
omnipresent.
Okay.
It's everywhere. It's in that plant. It's in the food that we eat. It's in the water that we drink. The rain that comes down. The wind that. It's like a good analogy is like wind, right? You don't know where it starts and you don't know where it ends, but you feel that it's there.
Yeah.
That's like God.
Well, and I think this sounds really. Anyway, when you have a belief and a knowledge of the Bible and everything, it makes life
Way more fun.
way more fun, and you understand nuances and humor and things.
Oh yeah.
Much more.
I started reading the Bible and I was like, I like psychology and psychological books, all those things. I was like, this is the most psychological reading you could ever do.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You could read a passage for a month and get all
Right.
different things out of it.
I mean, the Bible, because it's in verse sometimes, are you reading it in verse, or are you reading it like
What do you mean in
like
verse?
thee, thou, I guess?
No, this is the English ESV, English Standard Version.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because sometimes like,
There's
oh
a
my
bunch of
God,
different. Yeah.
I'm going to fall asleep after the first.
Well, the other thing, and you look at the misconception of the Bible now, is that it was written in Hebrew or Greek, or there's one other language.
Latin?
Hebrew, Greek, potentially Latin. There was one more language that it was written in. Either way, when you read the Bible and you may come across words in English that they don't have a Hebrew word for. So there's certain sites that you can go and look up the verse and the word that's used and see how much different the actual original text is from what we're reading right now. And so for the you could look at a word like poor. Well, we think of poor as like homeless, not having money, poverty, whatever. You could go back, and I haven't done it with this word, but it might link to something much different that changes the way that you read it and the way that you interpret it, and it's not so guy with a beard up top judging you. That's kind of, as I've gotten deeper into the reading of it, I'm like, oh, this is so, and it's so true.
Would 12-year-old Morgan be surprised what 27-year-old Morgan is thinking now and doing?
I mean,
like as far as spirituality, baseball and everything aside.
yeah, but even since I was a young kid, I've always been in the right place at the right time.
But you didn't know why.
No, I never knew why. But I always knew that I was around the right people, doing even when I've not done the right thing, I've been brought back around. And so,
well, I mean,
I think he'd be interested, but I don't think he'd be shocked. I think he'd be like, oh, I could see how you might end up getting there.
do you remember when you were going to leave Oregon and you were looking at two schools? One in Texas.
I thought, yeah, San Jac and Chipola.
And you and I talked about it, and I said, I don't know what my gut instinct was like. I just think Chipola is better, a better fit, and as it turned out,
well, yeah,
it was.
you look at all those things. I mean,
yeah,
that experience started like tears, whatever it was. I never told you this. I got kicked out of a practice one time and thought he was going to kick me off the team.
at Chipola.
Yeah. Probably later in the season, he kicked me out of a practice for just being a dick, probably. And I went and sat in the bathtub at the house, and I was like, oh man, this is like what am I, where do I go from here? Like, this is,
I'm toast.
I'm toast. So I went in there, begged for forgiveness. He let me come back. I didn't start the next game, but he put me in the game. I hit a grand slam. And then, I mean, that was kind of towards the end of the year where then we won the state championship and won the national championship, went on a run, which, same thing, you look at a group of individuals who achieve, anything that, whatever the goal is, there's some type of mystical essence around all of us that is...
Was he right to kick you out of practice?
Oh, yeah, 100%. But I needed it. And so even, look at, like, I got off course, but there's always been something deep inside of me. I didn't say, screw him and then left
Yeah.
I always knew where the bumpers were and then had that person bring me back, And now I still talk to Coach all the time.
Yeah.
So I've always had a strong sense of, where, even if it didn't make sense to anyone, like probably didn't make sense to anyone to ever leave Oregon, but that's just that wasn't where I was meant to be.
Right.
What
was the, because, you, as a parent, you exude so much, when your child exudes so much confidence, you think they don't need your guidance, but you were out there navigating Oregon by yourself and choosing to go somewhere else. And what was the tipping point? I mean, I felt bad that you didn't have your dad to talk to about that. It's not my fault.
Those are the things I look at, though, that I was never meant to, have another person to talk. The journey that God put me on is to go through these things in this way. If I look at it and want it to be a different way, well, that's not how it was scripted for me to be,
Yeah.
So, but the turning point at Oregon was that I just was treated extremely poorly. Half because I was probably just an asshole.
Yeah.
Which, okay.
I know you shook off signs.
Whatever it was. I don't know about that. But
You told me that.
Regardless.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever shake off a sign. But
anyway.
No, it was more so that I was just treated not like I've been around coaches that, Coach Jay kicked me out of practice, but I knew in the back of my head that he loved me.
Yeah.
So, okay, I felt like I was just a pawn.
Yeah.
So when you're treating me poorly, just like beating down a dog.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I don't even think you care about me. So I can't even take this tough. It's not tough love because there's no love.
Yeah.
So at that point I was like, okay, I have to leave.
Yeah.
And actually I've asked Nico about it a few times. Was I right to leave? What do you think? He was like, you absolutely had to leave. You were getting treated terribly. So I left.
Well, I remember when you, not to make this all about you, but as a parent, I guess I'm thinking of it from a parent's perspective.
That's fine, yeah.
And you decided that you didn't want to go to Oregon. You had talked to Coach Bo and everything, and you said, you were going to text Jay and tell him. I'm like, no, you're going to call him and tell him. And so you did. And then Jay calls me and he goes, what the hell? What's going on? And I said, you recruited a 15-year-old boy is what's going on.
Yeah, well, and,
And I should have known then that his character showed.
Yeah, well, and part of it, this is part of what I look at, too, is, I transferred. Everyone thinks you're crazy for transferring. Well, now what's happening in college sports?
Yeah.
Everyone's transferring. Or I decommitted, and that was a crazy thing to do. Now what's everyone do? Commit, decommit. So not that I've always been on a forefront of sorts, but that's what I mean by always being just guided in a certain way that's outside of myself. I've always, okay, I transferred and everyone's saying how you're crazy, how could you do that? That's not, I knew, but that's not.
Yeah.
I can't care about what other people think. I don't have time for that.
Do you think that you would have, had you not gone to Oregon, do you think that you would have always thought shoulda, coulda, woulda, or?
Yeah, that's the other part, is that it would have been way different. Say I go to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
It would have been way different. I don't know how it would have been different. But
Right.
that wasn't the path that was set for me.
Yeah.
So I can't really think about what ifs in that sense.
I think about Riley and, going to school in Pennsylvania. I don't think that was her first choice, but she had to stay there a year. That was the deal.
But that's kind of the beauty. I think that's one of the things I'm always thankful for, is the way that you've parented us in a open way, as far as like Riley and I are both
Fiercely independent.
mature, independent, and like confident in what we're doing. Like if we're gonna do it, we're pretty confident that it's the right thing to do, or that it should be done. And you've never gotten in the way and been like, no, you need to do it this way, the way I think it should be done.
Right.
Even if maybe you thought it was the wrong thing to do. And so from that, we've been able to learn lessons. And from those lessons, I think that myself being 27 and Riley's 25.
Good job.
I know. I had to think of the year, and then if we were past August. We're both mature for our age, I would say. Like we both just think on different patterns than a large majority of people our own age group.
Do you think that's from
Which is
losing
not better.
your dad?
It's not better or worse. What?
Do you think that's from losing your dad?
Well, that's just all part of your spiritual journey that we're set on.
Yeah.
But it's part of losing a parent, and then also part of a parental figure giving you the freedom to be like, okay, you can go over that way, and then, also having the security of like, okay, well, if I go over that way and it's really not where I should be, I can always call and get back to center, So I think that's one of the most beautiful ways that you've parented us. Yeah. And it's why I have such a strong instinct now, is because I was able to swim away from the boat, but I always had a rope back to the boat.
Yeah.
Rather than just like send you off the boat and you didn't even know how to get back. I always had a center point to get back to, that being you in this house. So,
which leaving this house is hard for me.
Yeah, but I think that's also part of houses are meant to be moved out of.
Yeah.
Just like a human body.
Yeah.
If you weren't meant to, you would live forever.
Right.
You have to leave the body at some point. The spirit can go on, but the body can't. Just like a house,
Right.
So I think about that too. I was downstairs looking at the view and I was like, dang, I've been all over the world.
Yeah.
I've never seen this is the best view in the world. It'll always be the best view in the world. I'll come back to the viewpoint 30 years later, it'll be the best view in the world. But also it's time to move on. I think it's good timing. You're retiring, and it's a new phase. New part of the book, not a new chapter, but a new when a book goes like part 1, part 2.
Yeah,
it's a new part of the book. So I think it's necessary.
Yeah, it's happy sad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you think of a house just like anything; it's living and breathing.
Yeah,
so it has all the memories of what's gone on here. It holds, what I mean? The walls hold the secrets.
Right. There's probably some I shouldn't know, probably, between you and Riley. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I choked on pineapple right over there by
the
stairs.
Yeah. Thank God your dad was just going up the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that.
Yeah. So,
pineapple's always been that Riley found out she was allergic to pineapple.
I love pineapple, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if she still is, but, she's not going to push her luck on that one. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your favorite fruit?
My favorite fruit? I think blueberries.
Blueberries are good.
Yeah. I mean, or, some grapes. Depending on the grape. It has to be the perfect grape. Or watermelon.
What color grape?
Red.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I like a frozen grape. Ever had
one?
one?
Frozen grapes aren't bad when it's sunny and hot out. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Is that your pineapple your favorite?
Oh, good pineapple. Of the highest quality, maybe a peach.
Yeah, you do like
if it's really of the highest quality.
The Met peaches?
Yeah, you can't, it's like, I ate that fruit in Bolzano, Italy, at the little stand. And once you eat fruit it's that good, you set a new tier as to what quality is. So, you can't I can't just eat any peach.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be
Yeah.
good. It's the same way you go out to eat with some people and they're like, this is really good. And you're like, this isn't good.
Yeah.
I know I've had better, so it can't,
Yeah. Well, teach their own.
That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
They've never had.
Yeah.
You would take them, then you take them to go eat something that you might cook, and they're like, this is the best thing I've had. Well, now they have a new standard of
Right.
quality.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that's
yeah.
kind of one of the most fun things to do is elevate people's standard of quality. You take them out, like, trust me, come eat here. Mm-hmm. They're like, that's the best blank that I've ever had. Mm-hmm. Well, now there's a new, you know, and you might just walk into a new place that has the best stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, same thing. I mean, picking restaurants, instinct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that, you know, goes with people too. You know, you're just like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could walk into a restaurant and be like, bad vibes. We need to leave now.
Yeah.
Same thing. You might meet a person and be like, bad vibes. I need to abort.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. I mean, and because I work from home and then I go and interact with the public at the Fifth Avenue, I mean, you can just get a sense of this person doesn't want to be here or they're, you know, they really are looking for a great experience, and I'm going to, you know, really help them have that, you know.
Yeah.
Not that you wouldn't with everybody, but, you know, some people.
Well, you look for like connection points. How can we connect?
Yeah.
You know, and then sometimes it's just like, man, there's nothing here.
But, you know, and it's also, you know, the other night there were two people, I don't know how they got to the theater, but one had some vision. The other one was completely blind. And they came to the theater. They had to be, you know, navigated to their seats, and they weren't sitting together.
Really?
They were, because they couldn't get to where they wanted to be together.
They couldn't they couldn't see where they were sitting on the map?
She could probably, or else.
I'm joking because they're blind.
Yeah. You know, we got them Braille programs, and you just think how fortunate you are to, you know, but they found a way to, you know.
Seattle, you'll see some people cross the crosswalk, and you're like, man, I got it pretty good.
Yeah, and, you know, then I helped them, you know, exit the theater, and, you know, the Martha, and I can't remember the guy's name, but, you know, they held on to my elbow, you know, they weren't asking, you know, there were just a lot of people in the house and everything, and, you know, it made me very grateful, and also I was super impressed with.
Mm-hmm. When was the first time you went to a play?
Oh. I don't know why I ended up enjoying theater so much. I don't think it was till high school. I always loved movies. I used to watch old movies with my mom.
Yeah, I love movies.
Yeah, but I used to watch these old. I was when I was in junior high, I got mononucleosis and strep throat. I was really sick for like a month, and so I mean, I was home with my mom, and we're watching old movies and stuff, and I guess that, and then I don't think I really started watching plays until I was in high school, and when I started being in them was in.
Do you remember the urge as to
high.
why you wanted to be in the play, or what happened?
I don't know what thought process was like. I could do that. I don't know what the thought process was, other than
you just wanted to do it.
I just wanted to do it. It wasn't. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't a thought process. It just was something. I mean, I was pretty outgoing, and I guess I thought that was what you needed, even though, you know, that isn't really true. But yeah. So I mean, that is, I wasn't surrounded by people who knew the theater and knew all of those, you know, the opportunities available until I went to college. And then, you know, when I graduated, I wasn't willing to be poor and struggle to support myself as an actress. And I didn't know that you could maybe get...
Now you could have done TikToks.
Yeah. Or, you know, I didn't know you could get other jobs in the theater and then support yourself as a performer.
Well, it's the same way you don't know growing up that you can go play baseball in 50 different countries around the world if you want. Yeah.
Right. So I didn't know that. So I thought it was either you are on stage or you're not. I didn't think that.
Oh, you mean like a lighting person
or you could do marketing for them or something like that, and then you could also. I didn't know,
No one ever
or I
told you
didn't.
that.
Pardon me?
No one ever told you that? Or you
No,
that
and I
never-
didn't ask, and no one said, I didn't seek out a mentor to say, hey, you could do this, but here's what's going to happen. I graduated. My parents paid for my college, and then they expected me to get a job, which I did. But they didn't say, "What do you really want to do? We're willing to support you again." I didn't feel that. I didn't feel it was fair to them. They didn't say that. I'm sure they would have, but I felt that I needed to get a job. Yeah. My dad desperately wanted me to work at Boeing, and I desperately did not.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll go to the job interview with you." I'm like,
That wouldn't help you get the job.
No.
Why would that? Why?
Well, a buddy of his worked there, and he said you'd have a job and you'd file things for people and make sure they got to their appointments. And I said, this is probably the wrong thing to say. I said, what if I don't care if they get to their appointment or not?
Well, you didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to file anything for them either. Yeah. I never went to the interview. Yeah. But he was a self-employed person, and he was looking for me to have a job with benefits and a retirement. And Boeing was the game in town. So,
Boeing was probably just like ascending at that time.
Yeah,
or it had been
and he
ascending?
didn't. Yeah, he had been ascending. Yeah,
Because that would have been the mid 70s.
I graduated in 1981. Yeah.
Oh, from college. I'm thinking high school. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So and I didn't feel right saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go see if I'm any good at this acting thing, and live in wherever." I didn't think like that. So I just did regional stuff, and didn't ever pursue it. So maybe explore it more when I move.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
There's
that's
a
pretty cool.
big community playhouse there
Oh, nice.
in Green Valley. So,
Nice. That'll be fun.
yeah. So, except, before I could be the one old person. They need an old person for that. And I could be the one old person.
Now you've got
there's
competition. Yeah.
everybody's an old person.
7 old ladies
Yeah.
trying to get the job.
Yeah. So
What makes a good play? Aside from the story.
when you don't, it's kind of like a movie in the fact that you don't even know that you're watching it. You know what that all of a sudden, like the show that's currently playing, I found myself just sitting there all of a sudden, I realized I was crying. And, you don't even know that you are. Mm-hmm. You're just so...
That's the best.
in the moment that that to me makes a good performance or a good play, when you don't even know you're watching it. You are, but, or even like a good book, even like a good book, you don't even I thought, I had a problem
when it ends, you are like, oh, that's not real life. That's not what is like, it's over,
I had a problem when I was little, and I read, not little, but I was always a big reader, and I would think that the characters were real.
Yeah.
And so
they are real. They're on the page.
Yeah, and so then I would say something to my mom or my sister. I'm like, well, Debbie's never going to do that. And they're like, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm like, well, I thought they were real because I got so engrossed in the book. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, that you don't even know you're watching it.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't think of a movie that I've watched like that. Or when you're so invested in it that, like Shawshank Redemption, you're so invested in it, and then they make a decision that is going to be hurtful to them, and you're just, you think that you can't differentiate between them being real or not. Mm-hmm. You know they are. You're not a adult, but yeah.
I see. Yeah. There's a quote that makes me think of that. Alan Watts said, not content with being happy, I have to feel myself being happy as to be sure that I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're really having a good time or you're really you're not thinking, oh, I'm happy right now. You're just doing.
Right.
And then when you start, same thing with a bad movie, you're like, oh, I'm watching this movie right now.
Yeah.
When a good movie's happening, it's just happening.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, and so that kind of falls in line with the idea of like, everyone wants to know what your plan is. What are you going to do? Oh, what are you doing? What's your plan? Nothing.
I feel bad for kids who are graduating, or graduating like, oh, I'm going to UCLA and I'm going to study architecture. I'm just hoping I can find my classroom. I mean, it's really in the back of their minds, like, I'm just hoping I find my classroom. I don't know if I'm going to study architecture, but you think you have to give that answer.
Yeah, you do. You do think that well, something has told you to give that answer.
Yeah, and you think that people expect that.
Everyone wants you to have a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only plan. That's why it's so, talk about wasting time or like, I've always had things set out for me, a lot of things. I always think about this, like I don't remember ever playing baseball to try to get a scholarship or anything like that. It was just that one day after we played, because I remember I talked to Jeffrey Lee and we went and played in that tournament in Arizona with the Northwest team after freshman year of high school. And then...
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden someone texted me and said, hey, because they couldn't call you at the time. You had to call them. Here's the coach at Oregon's number, call him. And I was just like, oh, okay, I guess that happened. And then once it starts, it doesn't stop. You know what I mean?
Oh, you've got a whole pile of letters in
there.
there.
Then it goes from colleges to like the whole wheel never stops turning. But I think about that sometimes, like, I never, you see kids now and they're like, I want to play so I can go play at this school or that school. It's like, that's why I had such a hard time picking a school, because I was like, I don't really... There's nowhere where it's like, oh, if they offer me, I'm going to go there. Mm-hmm. And I never played to like have that happen. Then you switch your mindset to like, well, now I'm trying to play to make it to the major leagues. Mm-hmm. Then you switch your mindset to, well, once I got released, it was like, let's just play to see how good you can get. And then...
Was that freeing for you?
Absolutely. In anything that you do. And then I got back into affiliate baseball, and then you play to try to get to the major leagues, and then you fall back in that cycle, and then now I'm just at a point where let's just play to see, like when I work out and like, okay, well, I'm still invested in myself. I'm still seeing how good I can get, but I'm seeing how much fun I can have. And I have fun by preparing the best I can so that when I go play, I don't have to think about how happy I am. I'm just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't prepare well enough, well then when I'm in the game,
it's not as fun.
I have to think about trying to do things. If I prepare, I don't think. I just play. No one knows what's going to happen after once the first pitch is thrown.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's going to be a strike, a ball, if he's going to hit it, if it's going to get hit to me.
Yeah.
When you try to predetermine those things, I want to get to the major leagues. Like that's a nice goal, but like, let's just see how good you can get. Mm-hmm. It's like, what's your plan? Well, that's so far. That's like, I'm 15, I want to play in the major leagues. Okay, that's fine. I'll have a plan, but like, I'm more just like...
But you didn't know,
I'm more just that's why I told you when I came home that I watched that movie, Christopher Robin. Mm-hmm. And that doing nothing often leads to the best something. And really, since I've come back, all I've done is nothing. And that's the best. Yeah. And then you just get guided toward... That's when I feel most in tune with God, is I'm doing nothing. I'm just being guided to where I'm supposed to be.
Are you sure God's a guy?
God is a presence. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's a guy. I think He is just the verbiage that they use.
Yeah, that's most.
The Father is just the verbiage that they use. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as a parent, watching your son play affiliate ball is very tough. If you are the player that's not on the field every time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was super fun watching you in Kansas City because you were really having fun.
Oh yeah, so much fun.
And you were at you were really
Yeah, because
at
we
your
were having
best.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're having
100%,
fun, and you
yeah.
had great teammates, and
Yeah.
the coach was
Knows the best. Yeah.
yeah. And of course Dorothy and Dick.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
not forget them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did open their home to you, but every time, I mean, it was really hard. It was really hard not to say anything.
Yeah, but
And I know
that's
I did
also,
sometimes.
I just continue to look at that as that's part of the journey I'm supposed to be on. I was not supposed to be the player that played every single day, because I look at it as I'm meant to have experienced
That.
the highest of the highs, whether it's a gold medal, a national championship, whatever it is, and also experience not playing, so that I can resonate with. For me, I feel like I can resonate with a vast range of people, whether it's you're the best player on the field at the highest level, because I've been that, or you're the last guy on the bench because I've been that,
But did you think that when you were the last person on the bench?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, because in Kansas City, you mentioned Kevin Santa. We were both trying to play shortstop.
Yeah.
And there was a night, actually the team went out drinking, and we talked to each other, and we were like, hey, we're not in control of who makes the lineup. So all we can control is let's be supportive of one another, that whoever he decides to put in the lineup, we have each other's back. It's not a situation of I want you to do poorly. And 3 days later, he got hurt.
And he
supported me the
Yeah.
whole time. And even when he was playing, that's what made it so much easier to go in and play well. It's like, well,
yeah.
that's just how it is,
Right.
You're never going to get that in affiliate baseball, because that's not what it's geared towards.
That's
but
not,
it's a different,
it's a different machine.
Yeah, it's a different machine. So
Yeah.
having experiences in all those realms, I don't know. I have no plan. I literally have no plan. I don't know where I'm going to go. All I know is if I prepare the best I can in these 3 weeks while I'm home, to prepare the best I can mentally, physically, spiritually, to go to Korea and then play, I can just go play. I can literally just play.
Because you did the work.
That's it. But if I'm looking at, I want to prepare so that I do well in Korea, so that when I go here, I can try to do this, and then maybe this will happen from that. No. It's just, I'm going to take care of watching the Mariner game after this. That's it. I got nothing else to do.
I mean, I guess that makes it easier in a way to move out of this house, in that you don't know where you're going to be either. So I could just sit here and wait for you to come back to the mothership. But then I would
Is that what they call it in Star Wars?
maybe, I don't know where. I mean, I could
yeah.
wait for you
Yeah,
to come back, because, I mean, I like Seattle. I like this environment, and chances are I'll probably buy something here again.
Yeah, it's still here.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah, it's
here,
not going
and it won't be the same, but maybe that's okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never supposed to be the same.
Yeah,
The same as boring.
but you and Riley being independent souls makes it easier.
Well, I'm glad.
Oh, I forgot about those plates. Thinking of packing, I forgot about those plates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I have one more question for you, because I'm getting hungry. Maybe something you're most looking forward to in the next few weeks? What's got you excited?
that you both will be home
Oh, well, there you go.
at the same time.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thanks. Love you.
Love you too.